On the phone line right now is Sanket Yenagi from the Congress party. Sir, what is your first reaction to this kind of language being used by Mallikarjun Kharge?
Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge was referring to the ideology which Mr. Narendra Modi is following and he belongs to now, and that is what he is making a remark on the ideology, number one.
Okay. What is the ideology that he is referring to, sir?
So he is talking about the ideology which Mr. Modi is referring to and following up. That ideology he has said in the conversation which or the point of speech which you have played now.
Yes, and I get that. I was asking the context. And this is talking in generics and rhetoric without any facts, for which your leaders have faced repercussions in the court, which is why I'm asking to understand and so for my viewers to understand.
If you want my opinion, you may have to allow me to have my say of the opinion. If you want to put your opinion in my mouth, I will not be doing it. What is that you want? Please let us know first. Whether you want my opinion or your opinion more.
Sir, I just want facts. I want...
That's, yes.
Yeah.
When a Prime Minister in a parliament can make a reference or a jibe against the former Prime Minister and saying wearing a raincoat and taking a bath in the bathroom, and that is justifiable and appreciated by all the section of the media, and then it is wrong according to the same media. So there must be some valid test for everything. If this is wrong, that was also wrong. If that was wrong, why it was not opposed?
Very, very valid argument coming from your side. Let me get Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP to answer that for you. Shehzad?
Priya, this is not a Sahyog, this is a vote bank ka Prayog and Udyog. Before Gujarat elections, they abused the Prime Minister, his Samaj, they've abused his OBC Samaj, they've called him Neech, Bhasmasur, to Chai base, they've abused his parents, Modi ki kabr khudegi, Modi ki hatya honi chahiye, tatpar raho. And now before Karnataka elections, perhaps for their vote bank considerations, they are again abusing him and his Samaj, the fact that he comes from a poor background. And this is nothing new. This is the Congress's nafrat ki dukaan. This is the Congress's worst form of politics. The only question is that from top to bottom, every Congress leader gets promoted and rewarded for saying these kinds of things. And therefore, you never really find any action being taken on any Congress leader. Did they take action on the person Sheikh Hussain who said Modi ji ko dash dash ki maut marna chahiye? Did they take action on Subodh Khan Sai who said Hitler ki maut marega Modi? Did they take action on those who chanted kabr Modi ki? Did they take action on Priyanka Vadra who said Neech and targeted his background, his OBC Samaj? Did they take action of Rahul Gandhi? In fact, they're defending Rahul Gandhi for the abusive remark he made against the OBC Samaj. And now yet again they have abused Modi. And this is not seen in the context of Karnataka elections also. Mr. Siddaramaiah said Lingayat CMs are corrupt. He has abused Lingayats. Now Mr. Kharge and the Congress has abused the OBC Samaj. So you can see that there is a way to approach...
Sanket Yenagi, Rahul Gandhi says that he has opened Mohabbat ki dukaan. Is this his Mohabbat ki Rajniti? Okay, we seem to have lost that line. But Shehzad, Sanket there was pointing out that why are you only highlighting when we say such things? Prime Minister himself has said objectionable statements about Manmohan Singh is what he was referring to.
Ever about Manmohan Singh, because if that statement has been made about Manmohan Singh, in that statement he should show where Mr. Manmohan Singh's name has been taken. Prime Minister may have made a comment about general situation, but he has never named Manmohan Singh. And if Mr. Yenagi is so confident or Mr. Jairam is so confident, they should show us where the name has been taken. But your name is being taken and is being said, Modi ki kabr khudegi. Name is being taken and said, Modi is a poisonous snake, Modi Bhasmasur, Modi Gangu Teli, Modi Neech. So this kind of targeted commentary on Modi, Modi Samaj, on OBCs, it shows the mindset of the Congress party, and the Congress party justifying it. This means that it is a strategy of Congress to use this kind of language before every election.
Right. Thank you, Shehzad, for joining us with your inputs. My colleague Deepak also joins us on the broadcast. Deepak, tell us the context in which these statements were made by Mallikarjun Kharge.
Well, basically, he's telling the people not to trust in the Prime Minister. He's saying that the people gave him a chance, once, and they thought that, it is going to be good for them. He says that, clearly everything that their vision, their thought process, their ideology has shown over time is that it's bad for the people. That's the context in which he's trying to speak, drawing
parallels. Stay on with me, Deepak, because we've got one of the stakeholders in the state, JDS's leader Tanveer Ahmed. Sir, your first response?
See, Karnataka is really a matured place. Karnataka always really believes in politics basis of issues. This kind of statement from such a senior leader like Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge is totally uncalled for. We all know the damage what Manishankar Iyer had done in the past by calling Modi Chaiwala. So, and last time the Rahul Gandhi resorted to that Chaukidar chore hai and stuff like that. I think Congress definitely need to really wake up from their slumber dream to fight Karnataka election on basis of issues. By doing this, they are actually damaging our chances also. Mr. Narendra Modi and people like him and their troll media would always look out for these, and this would definitely give an upper edge. So my grandfather said, my father agreed, and I also agree that nobody can defeat Congress, but Congress itself is enough to defeat itself. I think Mallikarjun Kharge is a senior leader, should definitely fight election on basis of issues, not on rhetorics.
Right. Madhav, it is a really bad state of affairs when even former allies and those who are in opposition of the BJP are saying that by making such utterances, Congress is scuttling its own prospects. Madhav?
You have a situation where other opposition parties are actually criticizing the Congress party for this kind of a statement. But if you go by past experience where the BJP and the Prime Minister have managed to turn adversity into opportunity, where they have managed to turn disparaging remarks into remarks actually, end up creating sympathy for them, then perhaps one should not be surprised. The example of Manishankar Iyer's Chaiwala remark, which was just referred to by Tanveer, is something that is very clearly in the memory of several. And clearly what the BJP will do from here on, how they will be able to utilize these kind of statements and how they capitalize on it is something that remains to be seen. The Prime Minister has time and again said that he has, drunk the poison of all of these galis, and it only makes him stronger. That's the kind of statement that he has said in the past. So perhaps this time around, once again, this kind of a statement is only perhaps going to enthuse the BJP and bring them together in attacking opposition political leaders, particularly Mr. Kharge, given the fact that this is not the first time that he has made a direct attack on the Prime Minister using terms which many would say perhaps are a little not complimentary for someone of his age and stature.
Right. Deepak, in fact, the BJP is already coming out to say that it shows the desperation of a party that knows that it is losing and which is why resorting to such statements.
Well, you can definitely expect a lot of sharp criticism because we've seen, like Madhav was mentioning, when the Chaiwala statement came in, the BJP was very quick to pounce on it. We've seen other statements from Mallikarjun Kharge himself against the Prime Minister. This is now a poll-bound state, and Mallikarjun Kharge now being an AICC president, taking on the Prime Minister himself, who is being projected as the face of this particular Karnataka BJP campaign, calling him a venomous snake, is not going to go down too well, and they're going to capitalize on this particular statement. We'll have to see what sort of rebuttals really come in. We are expecting a press conference to be held by the BJP over the statement itself in a short while from now.
Right. Let's, before moving on, once again for our viewers, play out that statement from Mallikarjun Kharge.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿಚಾರಧಾರೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ಮೋದಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಿಷದ ಹಾವಿದ್ದಂಗೆ. ನೀವಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವಿಷ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ, ನೆಕ್ಕರು ಸತ್ತ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ವಿಷ ಅದಾನೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮೋದಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಣ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ, ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡೋಣ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ವಿಷವನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮಲಗೇ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲೇ. ಹಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ.
Madhav, one's mind obviously goes right now to Rahul Gandhi and the statements that have been made by him. The court in their verdict said when the Congress was arguing that this is a disproportionate... okay, I'm being told BJP is reacting to this. Let's listen in.
Congress ko samajh sikayega.
Right, there you heard BJP leader. We'll try and play whole reaction for you. That was Shubha Karandalaje. But Madhav, the point I was making was that even when pronouncing the verdict in Rahul Gandhi's case, the court had said that when you are in such a responsible public position, what you say has a much larger impact than if it was said by a common person. Mallikarjun Kharge happens to be the president of Congress party, and yet no change in the tone and tenor of his utterances despite those verdicts.
Well, one very important thing you have to remember, and we were referring to the kind of statements before we go on to Mr. Rahul Gandhi's own utterances, is what has been stated by Mr. Kharge. From Ravan to Jhuto ka Sardar, these are the kind of controversial statements that have been given by the president of the Congress party, and he was the Congress president at that time as well, during the Gujarat polls when he took on the Prime Minister, and that was of course the Prime Minister's own home turf where he managed to turn the tables around. While Mr. Kharge may think that he is of course one of the tallest leaders of the Congress here in Karnataka, and that this kind of rhetoric or this kind of language may find some kind of connect with people. The point is that when it comes to electoral politics, why do we see political leaders coming out and making these kind of comments which many would consider normally completely unpalatable? One can certainly have differences and attacks should certainly be there, but are comparisons with a poisonous snake really something that should be par for course as far as the politics is concerned? What action will the BJP take from here on? Will they just fight it out politically? Will they be formally complaining as far as the kind of language that has been used with the Election Commission? What do they do from here on is completely up to the BJP. We will have to see how they take up this issue. But one thing is for sure that, mind you, this kind of a statement coming in is something that can actually, pretty much become one of the key issues as far as a political campaign is concerned. And judging by the past, judging by what has happened in the past as far as the BJP itself is concerned, managing to turn the discourse around by garnering sympathy for itself in return for the kind of Gaali politics that they claim coming from various opposition leaders. Clearly the BJP in the past has been seen getting a fair amount of success in actually doing that, and we've given you examples. There have been examples, for instance, of Manishankar Iyer and his chai wala remark, or even the Chaukidar chor hai remark that was made by Rahul Gandhi in the run up to the 2019 Lok Sabha polls, which was once again turned around by the BJP and by the Prime Minister with the kind of clever turn of phrase and rhetoric. Now, will that happen in this particular case? That's something that we need to watch out for.
Right. Deepak, in fact, we spoke to JDS's Tanveer Ahmed earlier, and somebody who's been a former ally of the Congress also says that this is going to probably prove to be suicidal to Congress's political prospects.
Well, wasn't able to hear you clearly there, but we've seen Mr. Kharge earlier as well, draw parallels between Lanka and call Prime Minister Ravan. So many other statements have come in the past. While there is a heated political battle here in Karnataka, name calling, is that the way forward is the question. He could have made his point without using such terms as well, but the Congress feels that this is how they want to really attack the Prime Minister, try to register what the point that they're trying to make among the voters through these sort of words. The choice of words, of course, is something that really comes into the question here, and like we've been saying, the sharp criticism from the BJP is expected, but how will they really up the ante here is the question. Will they move the Election Commission over this particular statement? Will they seek an apology? Well, these are developments that are expected over the next couple of hours, as the BJP is already all prepared to hit out at the Congress party, the AICC president himself.
Now, Deepak, the clarification from the Congress suggests that it was not intended for Prime Minister Modi, that what Mr. Kharge meant was only BJP.
Well, as of now, the audio there is pretty clear, and he's going on to say that the ideology, the thought process, a vision of the BJP, he does say, but then he also says the Prime Minister was given a chance, thinking he's non-venomous, where people probably the idea that he was trying to put forth is that the people believed in him, but while they have believed in him, now they realize that he's a venomous snake. So this is somewhere a metaphor sort of statement that he's really made here. So it's going to be interesting. The BJP BJP in the past, we've seen they've moved courts, they've filed complaints, they've gone to the Election Commission. Here, it being a poll-bound state, the Election Commission is probably the first place that they'll go to. That's expected to happen. And also, we've seen some sort of statements come in from other Congress leaders, land them in real big trouble. So whether this will call for any such trouble for, Mallikarjun Kharge is something that remains to be seen.
And in the